Welcome back to Aikido Fit Life. My name is Kevin, I'm host. This is Kyle. Today we're doing a continuation of the gun disarming possibilities using Aikido for pistols. We're going to only talk about one technique today, Kodagaishi, but we're going to break it down and then demonstrate it from a couple of different angles and positions.
Okay, so today we are going to be using an actual pistol, but I want to demonstrate to everyone watching that we are using a pistol that is 100% clear of any ammunition. There's nothing in the magazine, nothing in the chamber. All right. Dry fire it. And as a disclaimer, do not try this at home with a loaded pistol. I suggest using a training gun, a blue gun. We're using the real one today for a practical purpose involving the hammer, but remember to always practice safety, safety, safety. Don't mess around and get yourself or someone else killed.
So today we're going to look at basic Kodagaishi with a weapon, and we're going to break it down first technically, and then we're going to put it into different scenarios. So Kodagaishi means wrist twist. It opens the hand, you push the back of the ring finger, pinky area while you're holding the wrist, twisting it toward the outside part of the arm, like so, right? Which locks out the wrist, turns the elbow, is connected to the center, and helps him bend over and break his balance. It's also very difficult, if not impossible, to keep your hand closed. Try to close your hand. So like he can't really close it and hold on to anything. Can you see the other hand? So when this is here, if he's got his hand closed, it's not closed enough to really grip anything. So this gives us maneuverability with the weapon. Before trying to disarm someone, make sure that that is the last resort. If you can just run away from them or whatever, or not get in that situation to begin with, do that. You only want to attempt to disarm someone if you feel like they're about to kill you and you don't have anywhere else to go. Before you disarm someone, the gun should be nearly touching you, if not touching you. The reason is, if the gun is touching me, and I start to reach for the gun and he pulls the gun back, I can still reach his body, I can still reach the weapon. But if we're further away and I start to reach for the weapon and he pulls his hand back, I can't get it, but he can still shoot me. So if you're going to have to try to disarm someone, it needs to be really close so that you can't lose distance. In this basic model scenario, he's going to stand here and point his gun at me, and I'm going to explain how to move out of the way and how to keep him from following me with the gun or reacquisitioning me. So as he's here, I want to move my hand up at a diagonal angle, much like my wheel. At a diagonal angle. Number one, because it's below his line of sight. It's not very attention-getting. Number two, if I move sideways, he can just drop the gun under my hand. But if I'm coming up at an angle, he can't really push it toward my hand because my hand's in the way, but he can't really push it down either because my arm is there also. So that gives me a little bit more time to control the weapon. As he's pointing this, as I move my hand, my body also moves out from in front of the gun. As this hand moves, I want to turn my body so that I'm no longer in front of the barrel. So as he's pointing, I step, this hand comes up also underneath his line of sight. I'm going to grab his wrist in that Kodagaishi position. My second hand is going to come up and close his fingers around the gun. As my second foot moves. So each hand is attached to a foot. One hand, one foot, second hand, second foot. So then I break this toward him, and I open the door here and cut him down. So to see that full body, he's pointing at me, and I'm stepping, 1, 2, and then this opens. I'm moving his hands, not with my arm strength, but with my whole body. So I'm moving him with all of me. He's pointing, and I move, and I take control of the weapon. One benefit of the kotegaeshi, he's pointing a gun at me, so the hammer is back, right? And his finger is on the trigger now. He's going to pull the trigger, so you know the gun works, right? So the hammer is back, and as I move, what this does, drop this hand, is pulls the gun away from his trigger finger, so that the hammer may not fall, like he may not be able to pull the trigger. As he's got it pointed at me with the hammer back and his finger on the trigger, I'm moving and the hammer is still back. To put kotegaeshi in play in different scenarios, we're going to look at the mass shooter situation that we talked about with the rifle. So he walks in, he's already shooting, I'm already behind him because he walked into the wherever I am, and I happen to find myself behind or beside. So as he's shooting, just like the rifle, we come up behind, brace his arm and body. As we come here, point the gun, and we have him. So I'm coming up, and I have the gun. One thing that I want to address that we are doing in these videos, people will say about Aikido that uke makes it happen, like lets the person doing the technique throw them down on the ground. They just let them, they fall down willingly. Which is why in the rifle video, he didn't fall down except in one technique, which he doesn't have a choice. With kotegaeshi, when it is bending this arm, it locks out these joints and it will bend him over, but he may not actually fall. Like we just demonstrated a moment ago where he just stumbled away. So if I'm coming up and I'm taking the gun, depending on how hard I throw this, he may or may not fall. It may break his arm, and he may not fall. But the average person is not going to willingly fall down. So don't think that it's magic and they're just going to fall down. Depending on how hard I throw him, he may go to the ground to keep his arm safe. But as he's pointing the gun, and I come up, if he doesn't fall, that's fine, because I still have the gun. And it does create distance between us. It does create distance between us. Thank you for watching this video today about Aikido and gun disarms. I hope to do a small series on weapons and Aikido. Aikido is a weapons-based martial art, so I am filming videos putting the weapons back in it, making it more practical. Thank you for coming out today, Kyle.
Of course.
And is there anything you would like to add?
I think you covered it. Be safe.
All right, don't be stupid, don't shoot each other, don't train with loaded guns. Have a nice day.